Donald Trump's hold on the MAGA movement once seemed unbreakable, a force that could weather any scandal or controversy. For years, his supporters rallied behind him with unwavering loyalty, convinced he alone could take on the establishment and drain the so-called swamp. But as 2025 draws to a close, that grip is slipping in ways few could have predicted. The once solid wall of MAGA unity now shows visible cracks, with supporters questioning the very foundation of their movement. The unsealing of the Justice Department's Jeffrey Epstein files, long a rallying cry for the right, has become a wedge, splitting Trump from his most loyal followers. What was once a unifying demand has turned into a source of bitter division. In a stunning move, Marjorie Taylor Greene and 3 other hard-right Republicans joined Democrats to force a vote for full release of the Epstein documents. This rare moment of bipartisanship sent shockwaves through Congress and the MAGA base alike. For many on the right, exposing Epstein's network was more than just a political issue. It was a crusade against the deep state, a battle to reveal the secrets of the powerful elite and hold them accountable. Trump's resistance to this push for transparency has left his base reeling, confused, and even betrayed. The man they saw as a fearless truth-teller now appears to be hiding something. Trump lashed out at Greene on Truth Social, calling her a ranting lunatic, but the attack only fueled the rebellion. Instead of silencing dissent, his words emboldened those demanding answers. The push for transparency gained momentum after emails surfaced suggesting Trump's ties to Epstein were closer than he admitted. The revelation sent shockwaves through the movement, raising uncomfortable questions. This public feud is more than a spat, it's a fundamental break in the MAGA coalition's logic. The movement, once defined by its unity, now faces a test of loyalty and principle. Trump's defensiveness has sparked a dangerous question. What if he's not the anti-elite warrior they believed in? For the first time, some supporters are reconsidering their allegiance. The spectacle of his most loyal soldiers defying him marks a critical turning point, exposing deep cracks in the MAGA fortress. As the movement splinters, the future of Trump's political legacy and the right's war on the deep state hangs in the balance. The MAGA movement was never about policy. It was about Trump himself, a personal and emotional alliance. For many, supporting Trump became a core part of their identity, something that went far beyond political preference. It was about belonging to a cause, a community, and a vision that promised to upend the status quo. That's why today's defections are so significant. When followers question Trump, it's a crisis of faith, not just politics. Doubt isn't just a private feeling. It ripples through families, friend groups, and entire communities, shaking the foundation of what once felt unbreakable. Even a small exodus from this core base has an outsized impact. These are the activists and rallygoers who powered the movement. Their energy, their passion, and their willingness to show up made MAGA a force to be reckoned with. Their disillusionment shatters the illusion of unity that once attracted new supporters and intimidated opponents. When cracks appear, it becomes clear that the movement is not as monolithic as it once seemed. The reasons for leaving vary, from the Epstein controversy to economic hardship, each one chipping away at the foundation. Some are disillusioned by broken promises, others by the constant swirl of scandals, and many by the growing sense that their voices are no longer heard. But all point to a growing realization: the reality of Trump's second term doesn't match the rhetoric. The gap between what was promised and what's unfolding is becoming impossible to ignore. This is a movement built on belief, and as that belief erodes, the whole structure wobbles. The sense of invincibility is gone, replaced by uncertainty and doubt. The story of late 2025 isn't just about poll numbers, it's about the emotional unraveling of a political force. The pain of disappointment is visible on faces and in conversations across the country. Many who stood by Trump through every scandal are now walking away, signaling a deeper problem. Their departure is more than a political loss, it's a sign that the movement's emotional core is fracturing. The bedrock is cracking, and the entire edifice is at risk. What once seemed unshakable now faces an uncertain future, as even the smallest cracks threaten to bring the whole structure down. MAGA's internal feuds have burst into the open, revealing deep fractures that many in the party had tried to keep hidden for years. The once unified front is now showing unmistakable signs of strain, as ideological differences and personal ambitions collide in public view. Marjorie Taylor Greene's public defiance over the Epstein files marks a seismic shift in Republican politics. Her willingness to break ranks and challenge party leadership has sent shockwaves through the GOP, raising questions about who truly holds power within the movement. Greene, once Trump's staunchest ally and a vocal supporter of his agenda, joined Democrats to force a vote. This bold move demonstrated that Trump's commands are no longer gospel for every member of his base, and that loyalty to him is no longer guaranteed. 3 other hard-right Republicans joined her, signaling broader discontent within the party's base. Their actions suggest a growing willingness among some conservatives to challenge the status quo and defy party orthodoxy, even at the risk of political backlash. The House now has enough votes to pass the measure, putting Trump in a political bind. He must choose between protecting himself or placating his base's conspiratorial wing. This dilemma exposes the difficult balancing act Trump faces as he tries to maintain control over a fractious coalition. The rebellion isn't limited to Epstein. Record GOP retirements are further evidence of a party in turmoil. Longtime lawmakers are stepping aside, unwilling to navigate the chaos and uncertainty that now define Republican politics. Business leaders, too, are distancing themselves, wary of the party's unpredictable direction and the risks it poses to economic stability. Their retreat underscores just how far the GOP has drifted from its traditional alliances. The unraveling of core MAGA conspiracy theories, like the January 6th pipe bomb case, further weakens the movement's shared reality. As these narratives collapse under scrutiny, the sense of unity that once bound supporters together is rapidly eroding. Special counsel Jack Smith's offer to testify publicly has House Republicans scrambling, fearing exposure of their own motives and internal divisions. The threat of public scrutiny is forcing uncomfortable questions about transparency and accountability. Each development chips away at the unity that once defined MAGA, leaving its members increasingly isolated and at odds with one another. The movement's future now appears more uncertain than ever. The party that once marched in lockstep is now fractured, openly questioning Trump's judgment and electability as the 2024 election looms. The Republican rebellion has begun, and its outcome could reshape American politics for years to come. Trump's surprising gains among Latino voters in 2020 are now evaporating, as harsh anti-immigrant policies hit home. The attempt to end birthright citizenship and aggressive ICE deportations have created a climate of fear in Latino communities. For many, these aren't abstract debates. They're existential threats to family and neighbors. A Supreme Court decision allowing broader racial profiling has confirmed the worst fears, alienating voters who once saw promise in the GOP. Right-wing ad campaigns have failed to stem the exodus. Generic messaging can't address the real pain caused by these policies. For a community that values family and dignity, MAGA's actions have spoken louder than words, pushing many firmly back to the opposition. The sense of betrayal is profound, and the political consequences are immediate. Economic pain, more than political drama, is driving voters away from MAGA. Trump's promise to restore prosperity has collided with the reality of inflation, stagnant wages, and rising costs. Tariffs meant to punish foreign competitors have only made everyday goods more expensive for American families. Healthcare remains a major source of anxiety, with efforts to weaken the Affordable Care Act leaving millions uncertain about coverage. The manufacturing renaissance never fully materialized. New jobs are often lower paying and less secure. For many, the economic populist has failed to deliver, and the base is feeling the pinch. The kitchen table crisis is a daily reminder that the populist agenda hasn't brought relief. Voters who once trusted Trump to secure their future are now reconsidering their allegiance. Polls now confirm what anecdotes have suggested. Trump's popularity is in freefall, and the MAGA brand is toxic. The GOP's defeats in the 2025 elections and the public's blame for the government shutdown have accelerated the decline. Support is eroding among key groups: Latino voters, white working-class swing staters, who now prioritize economic stability over culture wars. The Republican brand, once energized by MAGA, is now seen as extreme by swing voters. As Trump's numbers drop, more critics emerge, and more voters feel free to leave. The aura of inevitability is gone, replaced by a sense of a movement in self-destructive decline. Long-term GOP advantages are being squandered by internal conflict and public relations disasters. The numbers are a stark warning. The MAGA coalition is shrinking, not growing. The conservative media machine once reinforced MAGA unity, but the Epstein controversy has fractured the echo chamber. Some outlets now cover dissent within the party, forcing the base to confront internal conflict. Defending Trump means abandoning a popular conspiracy theory. Supporting the Epstein files means criticizing him. The result? A splintered narrative with some hosts deflecting and others openly questioning Trump's position. This breakdown allows new doubts to seep in, validating private concerns among the base. Conservative commentators are now debating strategy and the viability of the MAGA brand, once unthinkable. The retirement of congressional Republicans is further evidence of a party in crisis. The echo chamber's collapse removes a key pillar that once propped up the movement. The slow exodus from MAGA isn't about one event. It's the result of countless disappointments and a harsh reality check. The coalition, once held together by personality and promises, is crumbling under the weight of unfulfilled expectations. The Epstein schism exposed the limits of personal loyalty, while harsh policies drove away Latino voters. Economic promises have been broken. Voters face inflation, healthcare uncertainty, and precarious finances. The forgotten men and women are still waiting for prosperity, but patience is running out. The movement is wounded and shrinking as voters walk away from a belief system that failed to deliver. MAGA isn't dead, but it's searching for answers it can no longer provide.